Commission discussion. Citizens wishing to be heard on this matter.
Just very briefly. Hi, my name is Jenna Tosh. I live at 1470 Aloma. I'm the president and CEO of Planned Parenthood of Greater Orlando, which, just for informational purposes only, provides 16,000 women in this community with access to preventative health care services, including breast and cervical cancer screening and family planning services. I'm well aware that there are some folks who disagree with the policies of Planned Parenthood. We certainly encounter them in the political realm. I certainly encounter them outside of my health centers. But I was astonished when my husband and I took a walk around our Winter Park neighborhood with our 3-year-old son in his stroller, and were ambushed by 30 anti-abortion protesters on the sidewalk leading to our home. I live on Aloma on Lake Sylvan. There's a very narrow sidewalk to get to my home, and I literally had to push through these folks who were carrying massive anti-abortion signs and signs that said, "Jenna Tosh kills babies and hurts women," with my 3-year-old son on Saturday morning. I know that this is not an ordinance about abortion rights. This is not an ordinance about women's rights, about women's health. We all are entitled to our own diverse points of view on these issues, but this is an ordinance that will not only protect my family, but will protect any number of Winter Park residents who may, in their professional lives, take positions that are deemed controversial. I'm entitled to peace and tranquility in my home on the weekends, and certainly my 3-year-old boy is entitled not to feel afraid in his home, as he told me he was. This past weekend, we had some additional intelligence from the FBI, which told me that it was a possibility that these people might come back this weekend, and we actually left town this weekend. You know, I will tell you, I'm pretty brave and I'm pretty strong most of the time, but you threaten me and my child in our home, and I will be scared to death. So I just want to thank the commissioners for acting so quickly. It was less than 2 weeks ago that I called Sarah Sprinkle, who's a fellow congregant of mine at First Congregational Church, and said, "I really need you to act quickly and protect me and protect my family." And I strongly encourage you to move forward and pass this ordinance in a normal process, so that the entire city and all of the members of this community will be entitled to peace, safety, and tranquility in our homes and in this beautiful community that we all cherish. So thank you.
Mayor, I'd like to...
Yeah, there's still public comment period, Mr. Brown. I'll certainly allow you the opportunity to speak again.
Yes, thank you.
Are there other citizens wishing to speak before us? No, I'll close the floor for public comment. Mr. Brown?
Yeah, I just want to briefly summarize what I'm going to hand to the city clerk to include as part of the record with this issue. And again, this is a content-neutral ordinance. Doing quick research, I did find articles where bankers have been targeted in their own homes. So frankly, you could be on the left.
This is way down the road. Okay. This is not topic specific, Mr. Brown.
Correct.
So please don't give us examples of topic specific issues.
Well, I'm trying to
make them in the record, but
right.
What are you trying to do, Mr. Brown? Tell me.
I'm trying to explain that this is a content-neutral, viewpoint-neutral protection, so that people
I get that. I don't need examples on either side to explain that.
Okay. And I'm going to
Do
put
you
it in
feel
the record.
compelled to do that?
It would be very helpful if we're challenged in federal court.
Please, continue on.
I'm going to
all
hand
the contents in.
I'm going to hand Orlando's ordinance excludes them as well. You know, this is not, I'm sure it's not perfect. It's designed to promote tranquility. People in residential areas, as defined, should be free from targeted attacks. And I know you don't.
Are you sure? I mean,
yes, I'm very sure of that.
That distinction is incredibly important with the Constitution.
Yeah.
I mean, part of our Constitution creates rights for us that may be heinous to other people.
Right. That's what I was saying before. I was actually surprised at the extent to which the Supreme Court in those 2 cases that I quoted from extensively the court goes out of its way to say, although normally you have to be subjected to offensive speech. Anyone who's walked through Times Square, New York, or whatever, maybe there's plenty of offensive speech. But in your home, in a residential area, the Supreme Court is saying it's a very high value that if a city wants to, or if a state, Florida statute unfortunately was struck down as unconstitutional, wasn't written consistent with those two court cases I mentioned. But if a city wants to protect the harmony in a residential community so that people who live in that community are free from targeted protests, and this thing is written in such a way that even if it's not targeting you by name, let's say you're a banker and it's Occupy Wall Street and they perceive you to be one of the 1%, that's covered as well. So it's designed to promote tranquility and harmony in residential neighborhoods. I believe it is constitutional.
Ready to vote?
Yes, sir.
We'll read the roll.
Commissioner Leary?
Yes.
Commissioner Sprinkle?
Yes.
Commissioner Cooper?
Yes.
Commissioner McMacken?
Yes.
Mayor Bradley?
Yes. Commission reports.